The goal, $30,000 per month. The day, 42. The brand, Janey B & Co., our all-natural skincare product brand that we launched about a month and a half ago. We did about $400 in sales in May. So far in June, we've done about $200 in sales. Still have a couple weeks to go. I think we're on a good path. And today I'm going to talk about the ecosystem that you build around your brand and the things that you have to take into account when you're trying new strategies, when you think those strategies aren't working, or maybe they are. So you gotta look into the data. You gotta look into the entire ecosystem. I'm gonna go into that, but first, hey, if you're just tuning in, I'm Greg Dawson. I've made millions for my clients over the last 20 years through my marketing expertise, and I'm taking all of that knowledge, I'm putting it towards building my own brand, and I wanna help you too. So I'm packing these videos full of tips, strategies, tactics, in the hopes that you implement them in your business and you put more money in your pocket. Let's get back to the show. If you need a new book to read, get Cashvertising. It's a oldie but a goodie, really dives into the psychology behind purchases, with the entire book really boiling down to one thing. There is a tension that is created with a problem that your customer or potential customer has. They have a desire to fix that problem, i.e. scratch that itch, and then they want to take action, and that action that they take satisfies that desire. In layman's terms, they have a problem, they need a solution, and your product is that solution. But you never start out with the product. You always talk about the problem. So in all of your copy, social media, email, advertising, start with the problem. Lead them to the solution, which is your product. Now let's talk ecosystem. And for that, we're gonna head over to the computer. Ecosystems, who needs them? Everybody, especially you, especially me. And I'm gonna talk about why we need them. But if you may notice, I'm in a different color shirt. Today is a new day. Yesterday, I started out that intro full of intentions to get that video done on day 41, but it was the last day of school for my kiddos. So I was taking kids to the bus stop. I was picking them up because school's out early. I had to run them to volleyball practice. I had to ship orders. I had to do client products, blah, 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 blah. A lot of stuff going on, but here we are, and we're gonna talk ecosystems and the importance of taking a step back, looking at the data, and understanding what that data is telling you. For instance, I am in a Facebook ad account from one of my clients, and I now have this filtered by had delivery from May 1st through today, June 19th. We can look down here and we can see that there have been 24 purchases, $103 per purchase. We've spent about $2,500 almost, and we're at a ROAS of 1.13. We've had below ROAS, we've had above ROAS for that, and ideally we'd be at least a 2 ROAS because that would take into account all the costs going into this. But I basically took over this ad account from scratch, and this is all learning phase. This is all testing phase. And one of the things that I do to determine whether a test is profitable or it is not profitable and we need to cut it has to do with the overall ecosystem. So I'm not just looking at the ad results, I'm also looking at the email results because we have automated flows in there, and I'm looking at Google Analytics because we also want to cross-reference. Are we getting traffic from the ads that are leading to purchases that aren't being accounted for in the Facebook ad system? And the reason why we know that not all results are being tracked in the ad system is because if you've done any research or seen any articles about Apple's security features and privacy settings, we know that because of those settings, not everything is tracked. And this happened a couple of years ago, and it's still pretty well tracked within the Meta ad system, but you still aren't seeing all of the purchases being tracked. And I've seen this across client accounts. And so one of the things that I do is I look at Google Analytics to see if we, in fact, have traffic coming from our Facebook ads that is converting over to purchases. Keeping an eye on ads, email, and Google Analytics allows me to kind of give an overview of what the ROAS really is. For example, I'm now in the email account, and I can look at this number right here, and I can tell that we're up by a couple $1,000s versus what we normally bring in. And it tells us right here, we're up 34% over the previous period. Then I go into one of our automated flows that targets abandoned carts, and I can even see just over the last 7 days that we've delivered 24. And then I can compare and contrast over a previous period to kind of get an idea. Has that increased? And then are we recouping those sales? And then we go to Google Analytics to cross-reference there. I have all of the ads coded but with UTM codes. And I go over here, I select medium, I go to Facebook ads, which is where it's coming from. I know we've had 285 people. This is just since May 22nd. And then I can go over to the actual event, which is a purchase event, and I can see that 5 have come in through there. That allows me to cross-reference across ads, email, and Google Analytics to get the bigger picture of how things are actually working. All right, I'm gonna stop right there. That's a lot of information, but hopefully it makes sense that you wanna keep an eye on the various areas where you can make sales to see how the traffic from your ads is really doing across all of those platforms, which allows you to make a more informed decision so that if you do have an ad that is kind of toying with, is it really working? Maybe it's a little under your KPI, but then you go and check and you see that sales are up through email, sales are up through Google Analytics, then that kind of tells you, hey, let's let this ride a little bit longer. But of course, if it's way under KPI, cut that, move on. Now let's check numbers. As of 2 days ago, we had 244 online store sessions in the month of June, $204.60 of sales, 7 total orders, and a 2.46% conversion rate. Let's update it to yesterday. Drum roll, please. We had 1 more order. 249 online store sessions, $233.80 of total sales, 8 orders, 2.41% conversion rate. All of this is good stuff, and we still have a week and a half to make some more sales to beat our record from May of $400 in sales. Let's go. If you got something out of this video, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Also, the offer still stands. If you have any questions about marketing, throw them in the comments below and I'll make a video just for you. All right, in the meantime, I'll see you in the next video.